So Yoru kisses Denji in the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man, and this is crazy. Fujimoto, what are you cooking up? Let's read the chapter to find out why this happens, because this is crazy. So the chapter begins with Yoru and Asa walking through the aging devil forest world, and she says, don't panic, we can totally figure this out. I am totally fine. Asa says, hasn't this happened before? It's the same thing with the Eternity Devil. I know how to escape. She says all she has to do is perceive the space as hers, and they can return to the normal world if she turns the space into a weapon. But then Yoru puts her finger by her head, and she says bang, and Asa's like, what are you trying to do? And then Yoru says, I've been trying to use the Gun Devil's powers twice now, but it has not worked. And then she picks up this twig that's on the ground. And then she says twig sword, but the twig does not turn into a sword. And she says, this is very different from the Eternity Devil's world. We cannot use devil powers here. And Asa says, so what now? And then Yoru leans up on a tree and she says, my strength is no match for the aging devil. And she's just sulking right now. And Asa's like, so what's the plan? And Yoru gets mad and she punches the tree. But then we hear the tree say, ow. And we find out that the tree that Yoru is leaning on is actually a person, and they say, that hurts. And it's quite shocking to Asa to find out that this tree is a human, and she just screams. And then Asa runs away, but then she eventually trips on Denji's body. And then Asa's on the ground, and this guy says, I take it you saw a tree person. If you're here for 1,000 years, you can turn into one. And then when the tree rots away into the soil, and your body and mind become one with nature, that is when you can return to the normal world. And then we see all these people who have turned into trees, and it's very sad. And Yoru just looks down at Denji and she says, this is all your fault. And then Yoru punches Denji in the face and she says, this is all your fault, wake up, I'm always getting tangled up with your weird devil stuff. She says, I'm stuck here because of you. And then we see Denji wake up and he's got a nosebleed. And he says, every single person who gets involved with me winds up being miserable. And he says, I am so freaking sorry for that. And he says, I'm gonna stay right here and reflect on my mistakes until I turn into a big ass tree. That is my punishment. My punishment for being horny and an empty-headed idiot. And he's just crying. And she says, stop crying, halfwit, I'll hit you. And Denji says sorry. But then Yoru looks down at Denji and she gets close to him. And then she kisses Denji, and that is the end of the chapter, guys. Crazy. And it seems like since Yoru is gaining more and more human emotion, she's gonna act on them. But hopefully Yoru does not go as far as she did last time. But I like this chapter, guys. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know your opinions. And I think Fujimoto's cooking. We just gotta see where he's going.